Like a seed being planted, a group of believers had a passion for their community and started a church in 1932. Depending on God and led by their pastor, Dr. Ivan Olson, they continued to branch out and plant more churches in the surrounding areas. Multiply, expand, until 1947 when the Berean Fellowship was established to propel the mission locally, nationally, and now worldwide.
We exist to establish and nurture a fellowship of interdependent churches and related ministries in strategic areas. That's the mission statement for the Berean Fellowship of Churches. As we as a team of churches unite together in unity, being loyal to one another, we are able to plant churches, make disciples. That is what we believe that God has called us to in fulfilling the Great Commission.
Today, there are numerous Berean churches spanning from California to Kansas, up into Canada, as well as overseas into India.
One of the aspects that was so attractive to me about the Berean Fellowship was their commitment to planting churches both nationally and internationally, and the exciting things that God has done through their commitment to planting those churches.
The fellowship has come into an unusual stage of unity and drive and motivation to bring maximum glory to Christ by reaching thousands of people literally in India in the last 5 years. We have over 327 church planters. We have dozens of churches and small groups, and literally thousands have come to faith in Christ. And as these stories have been shared in our churches, then our people are motivated to say, wait, it's just not about souls that are in India halfway around the world, but it's about our neighbors and it's about the town next to us. So church planting in India has helped us to be motivated as a fellowship to reach our neighbors and our communities where we live.
The Berean Fellowship is a Christ-focused, grace-filled fellowship of churches dedicated to church planting.
The vision of the Berean Fellowship is not only to plant a church, it is to plant a church that has a commitment to planting other churches in surrounding communities, in surrounding towns, or in suburbs. Whatever the case may be, what we have found is that when we are committed to broadening the base here at home by planting other churches, we are able to lengthen our outreach around the world, and God has honored that commitment over the years.
About a year and a half ago, my wife and I, along with a handful of other families, relocated our lives to Colorado, specifically the North Denver, Boulder area. We felt the Lord calling our church plant team to plant a church through the Berean Fellowship. Our desire with our initial church plant work that we're a part of is to not just plant a church, but be a part of a reproducing church plant. So our desire is to see numerous works and church plants and discipleship movements begin in our region, in our state, in our country, and around the world. Some outstanding aspects of planting through the fellowship are the ongoing support and the care and the accountability that we have as a fellowship of churches.
One of the benefits that I have found personally of being a part of the Berean Fellowship is the community that is experienced among the other pastors in the fellowship. I know personally I've been able to interact with other pastors on a monthly basis and twice a year at the Pastors Conference and the Berean National Convention, where pastors have prayed for me and encouraged me and answered questions that I've had in this journey of planting a church.
I'm just excited to be around quality men who love the Lord and one that can encourage me in my spiritual walk and in my ministry, and I just love being a part of the Berean Fellowship.
This process begins with a phone conversation with the National Church Planting Team, your personal resume including philosophy of ministry in small groups, a personality and gift assessment, and your doctrinal statement. After this process, step 2 begins, with the National Church Planting Team recommending you as a candidate to attend the Church Planting Assessment in Green Lake, Wisconsin. After a positive evaluation, you will attend the First Steps for Planting Churches seminar. Step 3 includes time with the National Church Planting Regional Director, as well as an interview with the district pastors in your new church location. The validation of the Board of Directors is the final step in this process, coupled with encouragement, support, and ongoing resources to begin the mission and calling of planting a church.
Planting a church has really affected my wife and I, our family, and given us a vision to live a missionary lifestyle, and that is to truly have a heart, be concerned about the spiritual lives of our neighbors, our co-workers, people that we do life among.
God has raised me up with certain gifts and certain abilities, and at this point He's not allowed me to be a church planter per se, but I just delight in supporting and praying for those who have that calling.
You realize early on that if God doesn't show up, nothing is going to happen. I know it's forced me to pray and forced me to call other people to pray, and one of the great joys of planting a church has been watching God answer one prayer after another.
We are excited you are prayerfully considering this adventure. If you feel that God is calling you to this journey, we would love to talk and share more with you.